we thought about the whole thing, the whole WNBA thing about how we're excited, whatever.
This was a big season.
It was a big season.
This is the most watched season even thus far.
Obviously.
Yes,
100%.
A lot of new eyes were coming to the product, and I think I speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the discourse was going to be much more enjoyable and more prevalent than it has been in years.
Yeah.
And half of that was correct.
Half of that is correct. I think the discourse now, it slowly started in WNBA with the whole Asia Sabrina thing, right? When I say source, I mean a little bit. When I'm talking about the discourse,
that was a taste. That was a taste of what was coming.
That was a layered. That layered cake was what gassed what's happening now, right?
It's the foundation. That was happening in WNBA Twitter. When was that on Twitter last year?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, maybe they're just bored.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're looking for it. Like Sabrina was the punching bag.
Yeah.
The main punching bag, because as we were talking in previous episodes, it seemed like, and we still believe it, WNBA had a marketing issue where they really just focused on the white players.
I want to say shout out to Paige, shout out to Cameron Brink, who just said that again.
Yeah.
And Cameron Brink, she just had an interview. Love the interview. I love when she said that. She was like, I know I have a privilege coming to the sport for being a white woman that is straight passing. Mm-hmm. So I have a privilege, and she said it's not a lie, and it's been proven this season.
Right.
I shout out to Cameron for saying that.
Right. And so that was, we acknowledged that, but it was like the way that WNBA Twitter works.
Yeah.
Is they rather just diminish everything that Sabrina was doing instead of just being like, hey,
what y'all doing is wrong. This isn't right.
Yeah, and let's focus more on like, oh, A'ja Wilson's doing this, or so doing this, da.
Which, by the way, I'm going to shout her A'ja Wilson out by the end of this talk because, my lord,
she's having a great season. I have money on her tonight, actually. Yeah. And I know she's gonna get the number. Yeah. But I could have never predicted. Actually, I should have, because just watching the way people were talking about Caitlin Clark. Yeah. After a certain point, I was nervous. Like, I feel like this is gonna take a dark turn. Yeah. But I just didn't realize how dark it was gonna be.
Yeah. And it took a turn. So right now in sports media, I guess we can start. I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna start forward, then go back. Right, most recent thing. So let's start with Monica, and it'll go to the rest of Sport Talk. So over the weekend there was a game. Caitlin Clark.
It was a big game. It was Indiana Fever taking on Chicago Sky, which was, as always, sports journalism did what they do. Yeah. You need the spicy headline. Spicy headline is Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese.
So during the game, the whole game is chippy. I just want to make sure I make it clear. Whole game is chippy, which is fine. Mm-hmm. It's physical.
That's another part that we need to talk about.
It's fine. It's physical. And during the game, out of bounds play, Kenny Carter does a pretty bad foul on Caitlin. Right?
Yeah. She just basically comes up from behind her
and just kind of does a
shoulder checks.
Shoulder checks her.
Caitlin falls to the floor. It's a whole big hurrah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that started a bunch of discourse because, again, it goes into a lot of, and I'm only going to speak to, and I know this may be unfair to say, but I'm only going to speak to a certain group because I'm a part of that group, which is black men. I was going to come in here and rant, but I'm going to pull back a bit.
I think you should. But go ahead. I'll listen to what you say, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So pretty much the discourse was the players are hating on her. Mm-hmm. They did that foul because they are jealous, hating jealous. They kept saying that. That's been that's been the constant discourse the entire time she's gotten in. But let's just say that this was really amplified, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It got amplified. Mm-hmm. It led to, of course, Kenny Carter got the flagrant.
Yeah, flagrant foul later.
Yeah.
It got upgraded to a flagrant one. Yeah. After the game.
And discourse starts.
Mhm.
Everyone up in flames, right?
Everyone has a different opinion.
Monica goes on to First Take.
Martha McNutt.
McNutt goes on to First Take with Stephen A, Shannon Sharp,
Mhm.
Maya, who is the moderator. Molly, sorry. They're discussing the whole thing. I actually went and watched the full clip. They're discussing everything about Caitlin Clark, and throughout that thing, I want to say Monica had great patience because throughout the whole thing, you're hearing Stephen A and Shannon both saying, "Oh, they're doing this to they're doing this to hate her. She's getting fouled harder because of who she is, because they don't like the fact that she's bringing so much, like, not like that, but he was saying how like she's getting all the praise for bringing the
eyes and different opportunities, whatever, to the product of WNBA.
Yes.
And they were also kind of alluding to that, and they didn't outwardly say it, but I've seen other people say this exact notion, in that they should play her a little differently to allow her to succeed.
That's what they were alluding to.
And I was, yeah. Okay,
and that's what made Monica.
That's when she
flipped. Because she was like, if you guys listen to her speech, she literally was like, that's what she said at the end of it. Caitlin's not different than any other rookie in this game. She should not get preferential treatment just because she's getting the credit for the eyes that she's bringing. Mm-hmm. Monica goes on to say all the rookies from her, when she was a rookie all the way up, the rookies always get, a beating. Just a week before, which is where I'm standing at, a week before Angel Reese got chokeslammed. Yeah. There was not this discourse. I want to make sure I make this clear. What we're doing right now was not the discourse.
It was not on sports media. However, was on social media.
It was on social media, of course.
The point, because it did get to a point where a lot of people in WNBA Twitter suggested that Alyssa Thomas may be a domestic abuser to her relationship with DeWanda Bonner.
Yeah, okay.
And it got so bad, DeWanda Bonner posted about it. It was like, hey, I could take a lot of things, but we're good.
We're good.
So, like, I do want to make that clarity, is like, that's the differentiation. Like, WNBA Twitter, which I think is horrendous, by the way.
Yeah. Did
that. But sports media did not have any talk about that.
Gotcha. Yeah, and that is what, like, the discourse wasn't this big.
Right.
So Monica, of course, addressed that. She addressed that Stephen A. Smith has had ample time to talk about this because he did shoot at her. He was like, who talks about the WNBA more than First Take? Mm-hmm. And then he said, as of recently, I want to make sure I say that part.
Yeah, she dropped the hammer on that man.
And she was like, respectfully,
respectfully, the next statement after the statement can't be looked at disrespectfully. Like, there's a good chance that you'd be like,
She was like, respectfully, but you could have been doing this 3 years ago with your platform.
And you know when someone has you beat, when all you can do is, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's when you get caught. That's when, as a guy, when you get caught, you already know you caught. It's over with.
Shayna started trying to jump in at the last second, like, hey. Mine was like, we gotta go to break.
Yeah, no, we're good.
We gotta go to break. She bodied Stephen A.
She bodied Stephen A. So
what I didn't like was then Stephen A. and Shayna Sharp had two different reactions.
Very two different reactions. Stephen
A. Smith went on his platform, his Stephen A. Smith show.
Got a little sassy.
And basically was like, do you know who Monica McNutt is?
You know now.
And like, he just started rapping.
By the way, that's nasty.
Like, he was putting on people. Like, bro, like,
that's nasty.
Let's say
he said something about Cheney. He said,
listen, did you give them an opportunity on a bigger platform? Absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely. You can't make it seem like no one knew who this person was.
Without, like, because of me.
Like, that's crazy. Like, that's, but again, that's another sign of when someone's wrong. When they be like, they try to highlight what they've done for somebody.
Yeah, like their power
that's being made.
They go to their status.
Yeah.
Right, my status is I'm above you.
Right.
I got you to this point.
I got you. I put you here.
I put you here. Which way? Because she's always been there.
That's cool.
Same thing with I hope I'm saying her name right, but Chene.
Chene. I'm not
gonna say it yet, but
I always get it wrong.
Same thing with her. Because by the way, because it's her and two other people, but they're called like the big three of sports media.
Oh, Chene, Andrea Carter.
Oh my gosh, Tara. Oh no,
I don't want to get it wrong.
I don't get it wrong, but pretty much
they're great together.
They're great together. They snap. So
and then Shannon actually got Monica on his show,
and
and then they had a conversation about it. Kind of got deeper into what's
and what she was
There's two different
explaining.
ways, and Shan did it the right way.
Yeah. So a lot of things have been coming out since then, right? And like I said, I wasn't going to tangent, but I do want to say it is very weird. The Charles Barkley's, the LeBron James, speaking out so heavily on this person, on I won't say this person, that's fucked up. This heavily on the Caitlin Clark issue.
Mm-hmm.
When you do pull back the layers and you go back and you pull the receipts, this wasn't as how do I say this? Their vigor in defending Caitlin Clark was not what it was in the past. Now, have they defended some WNBA stuff? Maybe, not Charles Barkley. Bron, maybe. But his vigor with this is disappointing. It is disappointing. I went back and I did research. I wanted to make sure before I came into the pod that I spoke on some shit, and that vigor is annoying. You also got to put yourself in a position where if I'm in a WNBA and I put myself in issues and I've been working my ass off, right? And yes, we are getting more views because of these rookies coming in. Not just because of one person, which I agree with Reese, but because of these views coming in, right? Great. But I've been here. So just because you're coming in, I'm not going to not give you a little shoulder check because you're bringing in more viewership. I'm not going to treat you as if you they give you the golden rollout carpet because of what you brought, right? Because I've been working my ass off when I got here. That is, and it's almost as if, and I'm glad Chini said it. She's like, there's this narrative and this thing where it's like the WNBA should be appreciative of a Caitlin Clark. They should be appreciative of her for bringing what she brought. And
I think the league office should be.
League office should be, but it's almost like a bow down concept.
That's the problem
that they're doing.
That's the issue. It's like, and I think this is a multiple things can be true type of situation, right? In the sense that,
and I'm going to play Chinny's.
That's fine. And then I think, are there players that are probably jealous and hating? Absolutely. That's
human.
That's a human thing.
Yeah.
Someone. There's 144 players in the league. There's bound to be somebody that's just like, hey, look at this. Broad, bro. Ain't no way. I'm better than this. You know what I'm saying? I should. I do. Whatever. Right. Do I think it's an overall the consensus? Absolutely not.
I don't think so. That's not.
I don't think that is
indicative of the whole.
I don't think it's the players. I think WNBA Twitter hates it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to the reason why later. The real reason that no one just refuses to say.
I'm so glad I got Stephen A's speech on here too. I'm gonna.
But I'm like you. It's like I don't want it to be a thing where it's like, well, we should just let Caitlin Clark go off because that would help her viewership. No, let her earn that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let her earn that. It's gonna look so much better if she's torturing people who are playing hard defense on her. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna look so much better than me being like, oh, here you go. Yeah. That's not that's whack. You know what I'm saying? So and the thing is, this whole time, Caitlin Clark just wanna hoop, bro. She just wanna hoop. And she's never said anything crazy. She's never bashed anybody like that. Yeah. She's just really just trying to hoop. But every time she's in this constant cycle of people talking about her, and it has nothing to do with that.
And the issue, yes, and everything you're saying is correct. I think the issue is I get where the current players, especially the current black women players, are frustrated because it is this bow down complex. And yes, you brought a lot of fans, but it's almost you brought a lot of fans, but majority of those fans are a bunch of white men who was ready for their quote unquote.
Let's be honest, it's their great white hope.
Exactly,
it's a great white American hope because you don't have that in the NBA. You know, they're begging for one.
They're begging for one. Yeah,
but they have to settle for Jokic and Luka.
Yeah,
right.
So I do want to play what Chinny said because this is exactly what she did. This so beautifully, and her being a former player, she did a whole State of the Union for it. I think this is great. It's not that long, but I do want to play it.
Yep.
All right. So, and I retweeted it, and I was like, she hit it down on the head. So
this is my State of the Union WNBA edition. Let's start with the play. For those who may be new to this, the WNBA has always been a physical league, full of competitive fire and trash talk. And on the full sequence of that play, Caitlin was talking.
She was talking trash.
She's a notorious shit talker.
Yeah.
Now, I have played with Kennedy Carter, and her choice to retaliate on a non-basketball play something that she has struggled with her entire career. That was not okay.
That's all people
One
I know
player's
about
approach
Yes.
is not indicative
All her four
of an
teammates is
entire
like,
league.
that's
All rookies,
not
especially
different.
number one
Yeah.
picks, I know what it's like, have been tested mentally, physically, emotionally, from Candace Parker to Sabrina Ionescu to Kelsey Plum to Skylar Diggins-Smith, and a few days ago, Alyssa Thomas was just ejected for a hard play on Angel Reese. Plays like this happen in sports, but now it's being used to further agendas that don't serve the game. So when it comes to women's athletes, there's this expectation that players in the heat of the
It's
game
almost done.
should constantly stop what they're doing and be appreciative of Caitlyn. They should bow down instead of being the competitors that they are. These women are elite basketball players who are competitors, who show up and show out every night before the eyes were there on the game. We all know and we appreciate the unparalleled amount of growth and attention that Caitlyn, I'm her biggest fan, is driving to help become the beacon of so much interest and engagement and viewership to this game. But that narrative, that actually does a disservice to her, because the ones who grind through that type of grind become beasts. This is not hate. This is hoops, like any other sport that is professional at the highest level. And I hope people truly get to understand
This is not hate. This is hoops. Is like
Exactly
what it was.
Yeah, that's the tagline.
I like what Angel said. Angel said this is not long. I'm just going to play this one too, and I'm going to be done playing clips.
I've been dealing with this for 2 years now, and understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that, because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watch women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
The clip goes further, and she said,
they definitely clipped it on purpose.
"Yeah, clip on purpose."
She definitely said
and us.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But either way, just okay. Great.
Let's get to
Wrap it up.
Okay. My biggest issue is WNBA Twitter and the multiple things that they have made this out to be.
Yeah.
One of the things is no one's being honest why they hate this girl and why they hate this surroundings. It's because she's white.
Yeah.
It's because she's really good at white. And it's a game that is still majority black, right? The league is still majority black women, right?
Yeah.
However, it's not. I think a lot of people are casual fans too, right? They just started watching this game.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't admit that they just started watching this game.
Yeah.
They just started watching this game.
Yeah.
And so they don't understand that there have been plenty of great white women players. Like that's not an anomaly like it is in
That's why
in men's basketball. Like when there's a nice white dude like in the hood, like that's like, oh, okay, like boy, you nice or whatever.
Yeah.
When it's a nice white girl, it's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's not an anomaly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that the change and the stuff that's happening has been because of this white girl and the people that she's bringing in. Like, because we do have to talk about that. The casual Caitlin Clark fans are egregious.
And I wanted to say what you were saying, not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is because she's white is why she's getting hate, but I also think it's because she is white that she's getting overloved. I think
that's what I'm saying. Her fans are egregious.
Her whiteness is a sword, in a sense. It's double-edged. Where, it's where I get the frustration from the WNBA and then from these players and from some of these sports media. You're right. It is her whiteness in the sense that she's coming in and now it's going to be almost like another Sabrina thing, right? Where it's like overshadow what the other players have been doing. And we've talked about it before. The marketing that they've been doing for certain players, look a certain complexion, is just there. Right. She's coming in. She's bringing in a group of fans from Iowa. She's
across the country.
Across the country. I feel like it's just it's this conversation's layered is deeper, which is what Monica said. People don't like her. I think some people don't like her because they're frustrated with what she's bringing and something that she didn't ask to be, but a white basketball player, like
It's just
who she is,
and she can't change that.
and she also
You know what I'm
can't, she also can't change how media is. I think the frustration should be with the media, because the media is putting her on this pedestal,
and that's the issue. But they're making it about her when it's like, because what happens too is then they expect her to be like, well, you have to talk, you have to make a statement about all this stuff. But it's like, I'm not asking these people to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're acting like I'm trying to galvanize these people.
Yeah,
Because like you'll see like, oh, an example is Dallas Wing sold out the game tonight for the Aces.
Yeah.
The Dallas Wing posted that. I went in the comments and two different sides. The first side was, and I'll just call it casual black Twitter.
Gotcha.
And that's, but I thought the only reason they're selling out is because of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Brought her name up for no reason. See?
Yeah.
Stupid. Then casual white WNBA fan. Well, 17,000 versus 7,000. And guess what? Guess what the difference is between those? I'll be saying that Caitlin moves.
Yeah.
Again, bring her up for no reason.
Yeah.
When in fact we should just be like, wow, another sold out game. That's it.
Simple.
That's all it should be.
Oh my God! You know how simple that is.
No one. Those two groups aren't about growing the game. They're about serving their own agendas.
And the agendas now has been that.
That's all it is. It's like I have to prove that either Caitlin Clark is the greatest thing to ever touch women's basketball, or Caitlin Clark is not that great and it's been overhyped. It's somewhere probably in the middle.
And I think it's and I'm gonna always be in the middle. Like I said, I plan to go on a rant, but I'm not. But I think it should be somewhere in the middle. We should definitely be able to address that there is a certain narrative around her and the narratives that she brings to the game of rolling out the red carpet, bowing down, playing her a little lighter. There is that. There is a definitely thing with the media, making her the darling, right? Those things could be frustrating for a player. They could be frustrating for a spectator because it brings something out of you that you don't want to be out of you. You don't want to have to constantly bring up the whole race talk, even though it's a thing. It's there.
And that's all it is. The casual people aren't going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Casual people have not talked about basketball once.
No.
They're only talking about this and it's a race thing. And it's a that's the only thing to talk about. They can't tell me anything about basketball.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah. So it is. I do want to say shout out to WNBA. I do want to say I know.
I've had a blast watching it this year.
Yeah.
It's been fun.
We shot at him, but Stephen A. Smith, I retweeted it. He did go on a tangent that I think it cleaned up. Granted, it was like, how you said earlier, like the whole 50 thing, like where
you
failed.
He got a bad grade, and the teacher was like, "Hey, take it back and fix your mistakes, and I'll give you credit for that."
Yeah,
that's basically what he did.
That's basically what he did, and he said some really good things over here. And everything that he said, I'm not gonna lie with you, which is weird to say about Stephen A. Everything that he said, I agreed with. About the race disparity, how it's not Caitlin Clark's fault, but her fans is making the magnifying glass of the race disparities, and it's proving it. The media is proving it. The way they post pictures is proving it. Is a bunch of ways that.
Oh my God! When they were saying that the one that's pissing me off the most is Caitlin Clark was assaulted on my nigga. Come on, like dog.
But she was shoulder checked.
We have to stop.
Kennedy, dog. There's been clips of showing how Kennedy fouls people, and I'm like, what happened to Caitlin Clark?
That was light work. If anything, she held back.
It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's crazy.
You have to relax.
The words assaulted would not have been used if it was two black women.
The way they see it is, again, this is the darling. And because of who's the aggressor and who's the person that's getting knocked down, I have to use it in this terms. That way I can get the outcry. To be fair, it's nasty, but it's journalism 101. It is. It's journalism 101.
Yeah.
But it's nasty journalism 101.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that clear. I do want to bring up two quick points. One, I don't like the narrative in WNBA Twitter that if you like Caitlin Clark as a black man, then you're a coon.
I don't think that's the case. I think when you cape for her, that gives you coon behavior. But I don't think.
But like define cape. Like if we're like, hey y'all, I think y'all going too hard on Caitlin Clark. Like on Caitlin Clark, not on the way that people react to the media or whatever. The media thing, that's different. We understand that that's an issue. Yeah. But like on Caitlin Clark herself.
I think it only becomes coony when you say that, or like if you say you're going to harder Caitlin Clark, the media or people, or whatever. If you have people saying they're going too hard at Caitlin Clark, like that statement can be true. I think it comes Cooney when that was not the same vigor and messaging for when it was Angel Reese, because it's never been the same, and that's just me being truthful. So when people, certain black men have been quick to jump at the defense of Caitlyn. Like, there's a few that we've seen that's like, nah, Angel Reese when she did the whole thing here. It was a lot. It was a lot of support for her.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, again, these are people who
there
was the shit. But it's like, I remember when there were black women calling Angel Reese ugly. I remember that.
Yeah.
That's like, but people like to just forget that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I don't want to go.
Weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
And
that was
like,
weird.
What are y'all talking about? Like, this, you know what I'm saying?
Because they. No mind.
It's a joke.
I'll say something. But I mean, I'm going to say that just to answer your direct question about the black men thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. During this process, certain black.
I've seen some
No, I'm just going to say black men in general. I am going to generalize this statement because I can't just pinpoint.
That's fine.
In general, the black men have been very frustrating to watch during this process.
Okay.
Because I have seen the difference in the vigor and the way it's been addressing Caitlyn. For one, everyone wants to be oppository. Everyone wants to be the opposite of the main thing, right? So it's like it's always an agenda for certain black men to be praising her too, because it's like it's hard to explain. It's gonna be a deeper conversation, but they use it as another tool to go against black. I see it.
I think it goes both ways, though.
It goes both ways, but I want to go.
I know you're speaking for the.
We never addressed the way that it goes, where them just using it as another tool to go against black women.
Sure, it's definitely a tool that's been used before.
Exactly. So I'm going to address that one because I don't want to straw hat or water down my message by saying it happens the other way. I just want to be direct and say.
I spoke for the other side.
Yeah, Caitlyn. I think when the vigor that certain black men are pushing to protect Caitlyn and hold her like Samuel L. Jackson did his master in Django
all the time. It's hilarious.
When they do that, that shit's hilarious. When they do that with the messaging and how they speak out, it's been proven time and time again that they were not this vigorous in regards to protecting the WNBA players or black women in the WNBA. They're doing it very much now, and not only are they doing it to be oppository, but they're doing it to again really not to confirm some of their
underlying message.
They have an underlying
message. Basically, see, black women always hating on da. Yeah, that's basically what
that is what I'm saying.
That's basically what it is.
And two things can be true at once, but I'm not watering down my message.
Right. Yeah.
I almost did it.
Right.
Two things can be true at once. But with that being said, I think we get. I feel like this conversation is going to continue to go. I think it's going to continue to go until, and it's unfortunate, while we have given Caitlin Clark, this is my hot take, while we have given Caitlin Clark the credit, she's not the only one, but we have given the rookies, specifically Caitlin Clark, the credit for bringing so many viewers to the boat, right? If Caitlin Clark, I know we didn't ask this from her, but I don't know how else to really shut it down. Angel Reese is talking, Cameron Brink is talking. If Caitlin Clark finally just says, cut the shit, like, yo, I just want to hoop, all this other narrative stuff, let it be out. I'm going to get fouled hard. All of us rookies are getting fouled hard for being honest. Cameron Brink just got punched in the lip. Like, we are getting our asses kicked out here. It is supposed to happen. We're a physical game. If she just come out and just say that, be like, yo, cut it out, it doesn't help the whole thing because you still have that shitty ass part of Twitter, WNBA Twitter.
Yeah,
it's not going to help the whole thing, but it is going to tone it down just a bit. It will help just a bit to tell some people to back off and let us play because when we get into the season, it's going to be like this
for the rest of the season.
For the rest of the season,
actually, it's gonna get worse too. Because I thought about it the other day. I was like, even if this dies down over the next couple of weeks, those first week All-Star results, those voting results are gonna be nasty.
Yeah,
because she's gonna be number one, and she's not gonna have not nearly the resume to actually be like warrant that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be bad.
It'll be bad. We spent a lot of time on this. Yeah. I just want to say shout out to all of the WNBA players.
Sure.
I want to say shout out to the big three of the sports media, which is Chini. I don't know the other two. I keep forgetting their names. But shout out to them. Honestly, I don't really want to shout out Stephen A. Smith, but I do like his speech. So great. Monica, shout out to her. Shout out to Asia Wilson. That's why I wanted to make sure I did address. Asia Wilson has been killing it. Yeah. She's having an MVP style season. No one's talking about it much.
There are a lot of stories that should be told,
that
should be talked about during the season, but it's just, I mean, Connecticut Sun haven't lost a game.
have lost the game.
Nafisa Colley's had a great season.
Exactly. Like the track record that Asia is on right now, she's averaging 26 points, 12 rebounds, 2 assists.
She's
The most out
crushing.
of any player ever in the history of WNBA when they first started. So like the first
In
10
that
games.
rank, in
The
that
first-
rank,
yeah.
Like, she's crushing.
She's killing
Yeah,
it.
she's killing. Like
Shout out to Kate Martin,
Kate
Martin,
Martin,
she's loving her life.
she's living her best life.
Yo, she loves that team.
She went from being she might get drafted, she might not, to getting minutes and just having a blast.
A blast. Like she's always.
It's like they're like
it's so fun being
it's great.
here.
They're
It's so
having
different.
like 2 different experiences.
Yeah,
Like Caitlin
they
Clark
are.
is struggling.
I saw
like,
that.
She's like,
I saw that. Yeah, I
and
saw
Kate,
that.
like you switch over, Kate Martin's like, just
Yeah,
having a blast.
Because it's like they're hazing her in the funniest way. Like
Right.
the bus left.
Like their chemistry just feels better.
Their
You know what I'm
chemistry
saying?
feels better. And by the way, they are very protective bubble.
Yeah.
They're protecting Kate Martin from all of all that discord that's happening. This whole white discord thing.
Yeah, they're like, hey, yo,
Not over
she's
here.
not doing them interviews.
Mm-mm.
And, hey,
That's exactly what it is.
And we got it.
We got it.
Don't you worry
Hey,
about it.
Asia, can you go talk? Because by the way, Asia's the only one talking.
Because you know they want to ask her, like, what do you think about how you feel like Kate? Hey, you know what?
No,
Hey,
nah.
Hey, shoot your free throws.
Hey,
I got it.
do a half court shots for money.
Yeah, I got it.
Go do the thing.
She keeps winning too.
She keeps winning. she keeps winning. But shout out to
Yeah,
them.
shout out to them, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. I also want to just quickly say that the people that are saying that we didn't know about Caitlin Clark before 2023, you're proving the point. By the way.
Yeah, you are.
She's always crushing. But
She's always been great.
yeah, so
Yeah, so
just you're exposing yourself. Anyway,
you are. Shout out to all those players, man.
yeah, for sure.
All right. So, damn, we went on a tangent there.
What's the next topic?
Jennifer Lopez.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Okay.